Welcome to Let's Get Dumb, the podcast where I, comedian Joe Kilgallon, and comedian Jonah Jurkens like to ask dumb questions, tell dumb stories, make dumb lists, and just have a dumb old time with you. Jonah, how are you? I got a little weird with it when I glitched. You hear me on that?
You glitched?
I glitched. I was like, how are you?
No, it's okay. You shaved your beard. You have
we're
more.
gonna talk about that. I was hoping nobody would listen.
Oh,
I was going to put a gun to Austin's head saying no clips from this week. I did. I shaved my beard.
Yeah, so you have more. There's more like aerodynamic space between your mouth and your words. So maybe it fucked you up a little bit. I don't know.
Might have. This was a mistake. I'll be honest.
I know this isn't the best thing to talk about like on a audio medium, but
video too. So
yeah, the video too. If you're not watching us, what the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You can't see our facial expressions or like how like one of us will roll our eyes at the other person when the other person starts talking. Yeah, because Austin, our producer, definitely cuts in on that.
There are people who really appreciate that.
They really, really do.
Comedian friend of ours, Kristen Toomey, told me she would specifically watch just for that.
Just to see our facial reactions to each other?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a good one. You fucking piece of shit.
Motherfucker.
You motherfucker. I'm doing good, Joe. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, man. I think I was a little depressed when I shaved this.
Yeah, I feel like you're hunched over in your chair more. You should work on your core.
My core has been... I haven't complained about my back in a long time. Have I? When was the last time I complained about my back?
No, you haven't, because I think you're doing better. Because you're working out.
I have been exercising a lot more and going to the gym more.
It's important.
And then my posture is just better. Also at the time, like, yeah, I don't know. I have been doing a better job of keeping my energy saved for these nights.
Okay.
Because there was a lot of times we were recording on Mondays, which we still do, but we were recording late. You know, you would say I got to work in my core, and I'd be like, I've been up since 6 in the fucking morning.
I know.
Dude. Like you're gonna hunch.
Yeah.
When it's fucking 15 hours later.
Yeah.
You got to be charismatic for a pod.
I know. You forget that, like, man, kids crush your spirit. Like it's. I'm not saying
crushes your spirit.
Life crushes your spirit. And I'm not
saying.
saying, obviously you love your kids and you're a great dad and
No, that's not even,
you're an inspiration to us all.
But it's just the hours too, though.
That's what I mean.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't even think it was anything specific they would do. But
yeah.
Sometimes yes, but
yeah.
A lot of times it was just if you're up at 6 a.m. People who usually wake up at 6 a.m. are in bed by 9 p.m.
Yeah.
They're not trying to be hilarious into a microphone for an hour or so.
Right.
You know.
Nothing embarrasses me more when I catch myself complaining to someone with a parent with a kid. Yeah. When I complain about my day, be like, "Oh, my day's so busy. I can't believe it. Like, I didn't have time to work out today, and I didn't have time to go work out today or go on my hour walk. It's just like I'm just having this worst day." and then I'm like, "Hey, what's on your arm?" He goes, "My kid's shit." Yeah. You're like, "Oh, you didn't have time to clean shit off your arm." And then you're like, "I got another on the way." You're like, "God damn," I know, which is crazy. Yeah. That's when you got your second. Yeah. Yeah. Which I was like,
"Fucking dude." Like, yeah, I've learned to not compete with other people's problems. Which is hard sometimes. Yeah. Because, we have a lot of friends who vent. And and that's what friendship's for. Exactly. I'm totally cool with it. I'm not big. The people call it trauma dumping. I'm not big on trauma dumping on other people. I'll have my moments where I do. And I think that's probably why I have, it's where I lash out irrationally at people and have a bad temper.
that's your trauma dump?
I think that's what it is.
What's funny is your trauma dump is another person's trauma dump.
Yeah. I know, basically. Well, no, I've had people even say to me, like, it's weird, man, because when you lose it, you just fucking lose it, huh? And I'm like, yeah, I think it's because I'm trying to be a good person for stretches, and then one thing happens and it snowballs, and then it's just like,
yeah, it's all coming out.
Yeah.
When you lose it, can we talk about this? I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
okay. Don't lose it on me.
Have we not talked about me?
Don't lose it on me
before?
Don't lose it on me.
This isn't new.
I don't want you to lose it on me.
I won't.
Okay.
Careful.
It's like calling a crazy person crazy. They go fucking crazy on you. It's insane.
Yeah.
When you're like in that rage, do you visualize all the things you're in a rage about, or are you just like seeing red? Like, I feel like there's a lot of movies when that kind of happens, and then all of a sudden you see flashbacks of all the bad things that happened that day. I think it might have happened in Falling Down, not positive, but like
maybe,
yeah, where you just like
no, I don't see that. I snowball where I have moments where I'm feeling in such a shitty way. I'm like, I should go home. Yeah, why am I still out? And then I have this thought where it's like, well, I could turn this around, right? And then more and more things just start to piss me off. I get really agitated over really little things, and then I just snap back mean. I take it where it's like, dude, they weren't trying to be a dick to you. Yeah. And yet you just responded in the worst way possible. I don't know why I do that. It's really bad.
Do you feel it when you wake up? Are you like, okay, I gotta like be careful today?
No.
Because I feel with my panic attacks, I feel that where like,
I mean, no, there are times I wake up in a bad mood. Don't get me wrong. But when I snap on people in public, like I remember that. All right, we've probably talked about this ad nauseum over the course of this podcast with my reputation at softball games. Right. There are comedian softball games that happen. There's a few happen a year. You know, there's always usually Memorial Day one's the big one, and then 4th of July usually, Labor Day week. You know, there's maybe 4 or 5 throughout the year people get together. There was one in particular one where as I was driving down Addison Street here in Chicago, I saw Kyle Scanlon, who's been on the podcast, great comedian. He was at the corner. I'm like, hey, hop in. And on the ride there, I was fuming about a million things. I was pissed about this, pissed about that, road rage. I was just mad. And the whole time I'm like, I don't even know why the fuck I'm playing. Yeah. And he's like,
oh, I'm sorry, Joe, you're gonna fuck with you, whatever. That's by Kyle. It's pretty good.
Kyle impression?
Yeah, it's really good. It's like really good. Why are you even doing that, guy? Like, he goes, it's Joe. Don't even like play it over there, okay? You know what's funny with that voice? I just heard my alarm go off, which thinks that a window just got shattered. I'd heard that just happen. Yeah, like, why are you even doing that, Joe? Like,
that's pretty fucking.
It's good. I've been working on it. I wish that people were listening knew who Kyle Scanlon is. If they listened to
if we could get a Scanlon and him side by side for a clip if you decide to.
You know, too inside. I don't mean to quote a Dane Cook joke, but like there's that kind of famous, it was actually my mom's favorite joke ever, where you wake up and you feel like, you know, you're going to cry and you just need to go, and then you cry and then you just look in the mirror. You're like, I did my fucking best. I did my, like that thing. I feel like for the opposite, for somebody who rages like you, that happens to you, and then you just look at the person, you're like, I did my fucking best, man. Yeah. I did my fucking best. Like, just like, fuck you. I did my best.
See, crying's
it's gotta
better.
Feel good, no?
I think, I don't know, man. People don't like getting yelled at. They don't. So when you snap
but sometimes people love yelling at people.
They do. I mean, here's the problem with
Do you feel euphoric when you're done?
No.
Okay.
Not usually. I think in the moment my brain is telling me to let it all out because then I'll feel better. But then I usually, you don't want to be a dick to your friends. So like when you do something, and then here's where my brain gets fucked up. So when I do something like that, I go, well, just ruin the night. There's another thing I'm fucking terrible at, or something like that. You know what I mean? It just, and then like, you know,
so you're like, I'm so important that I just ruined everybody's night.
Well, no, it's not really that, but you could be not important and ruin someone's night.
True. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I've had it where, you know, like guys like you and Joe Fernandez and Marty DeRosa,
like people have known you for a while.
Cals, the people who've known me for a long time, they just know, all right, he's going to have one of these every now and then. It's fine. Adam Burke. And that's whatever. Yeah. But the first time you do it to someone always sucks the most because a lot of times those people have a certain view of you. Right. I've had people being like, people have told me you had a bad temper. I think this dude's great. He's so nice. He's blah, blah, blah. And then I do it to them. And then they're just like, oh. And then you could tell in that moment, I'm like, well, great. Now that person will never look at me the same. Yeah. And that crushes you a little bit.
So the next time you see them, are you like a little timid and you're like, hey, what's up?
No, I apologize as soon as I can usually. I used to joke that I've gotten really good at the next day apology. Okay. Because I've had to do them so many times.
Yeah, but when you like, let's say, is it usually like a phone call or text, or like when you see them next, or when you say next?
I don't do a phone call. Well, I'll try to text that night, depending how bad the circumstance is, or if not, it's definitely a next day apology. Okay. Like the last time I lost my shit, I remember I wasn't too bad to him, but I remember texting Fernandez and Bill Gevertz, and I'm just naming names that no one listening knows. Friends of mine, everyone, and they were like, "No big deal. I didn't think you're that bad. It's all right. People have bad nights. No big deal." And then another person who I was really mean to, that was a long text and you know, a lot of apologies.
Yeah. Are you? This just intrigues me. Again, we don't have to keep talking about it, but like, are you? What's the feeling of like knowing that like this is going to be a discussion with other people about me for a while?
It sucks.
Yeah, so
it sucks, man.
Yeah, I feel like my version of that is getting too drunk. We kind of mentioned this a couple podcasts ago, but like where the next day I'm always like kind of feeling everybody out where I'm like, did I do something wrong? Because you never know, right? Yeah. And I feel like when you're in the red, you're kind of blacking out, so you don't really know exactly what was being said. Maybe I don't know how aware of you are when you are aware of.
I'm fairly aware because I get a heightened sense where I will. It's kind of fucked up because it's where I do get a lot of comedy from. You know what I mean? I think overreaction can be very hilarious sometimes.
It is.
But sadly, it'll come from my own personal thing where I'll overreact to something. And then later I'll be like, well, that was kind of funny, actually. Or even when I'm in it. Because when you're fucking losing your shit, people are paying attention to you.
Yes.
So, and as a comedian,
because they're seeing where your hands are going.
Yeah. So as comedians, we all naturally have that moment where we know all eyes are on us. Yeah. So then we kind of dial it up. Sometimes I've caught myself dialing it up a notch for the sake of entertainment value. Yeah. In the hopes that I could later be like, no, I was in control. Remember when I said all that funny shit? like funny, but fucking mean, I could turn a phrase real good when I'm well.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Not when you're not angry.
Yeah.
Cause we're just now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Which I fuck up all the time. Do you think anyone has ever like watched your stand up and then been like, oh, he said that to me? Like I suffered through that.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I've never asked the people. Maybe.
It is the comedian side is really, I don't know if I mentioned this before the podcast. Stop me if I did, but like, it is weird when you're like, when you're like aware of the fact that people are watching you in an argument, like your comedian friends or, people that like, so then it is kind of this, like, I'm going to say some things to kind of get at them. You know what I mean? Especially when you think, for me, it's like, it's been in relationships when I've argued in public, which I don't normally do. But it's like at the end of that relationship when you're like, okay, like my friends are watching, like maybe I just say a couple funny things here, like where they're like, all right, that's cool.
You ham it up a little bit for them, right?
Did I ever mention that about my last girlfriend?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Go for
Austin,
it.
Do you know?
It doesn't matter if you have it. I want to hear it.
Yeah. Where,
it's episode 53. We could repeat a story.
Yeah. She's incredible. It's just like, it clearly wasn't working out between her and I. And I was like,
let me set this up. What's the craziest thing you said to a girlfriend in an argument?
Oh, that goes pretty deep. Like that's when I was in a very bad relationship and she said some real fucked up shit to me. All I know from that, I don't remember the words that were said. I just remember my friend, cause I was on the phone and I was with a comedian friend, unfortunately passed away, Dan Ronan. And then the next day he was just like, that was intense. And I was just like, I was trying to make you laugh the whole time. And he was like, oh, I was. It was crazy. And then the whole ride home, because I was like, we got to break up. This is insane. Like, how she acted and what she brought out of me. I'm like, nobody should bring that out of you. So then it was like, how should I break up with her? And it was like all these like, what if I wanted to go break up with her and then like I slipped on a banana peel for like 40 seconds. So I was like, whoa, like that. Or like, what if I set up like a hammock and then I was like, listen, we got to talk about this. And first off, let me get comfortable. And I kept trying to get in a hammock and falling over and stuff. Or if I after we broke up, I like left outside and then a marching band followed me out.
Yeah.
Like what's the craziest thing that you would that you would do to somebody where they're like, he broke up with me and then he lit a cigar, which I've never seen him light a cigar before. It exploded and then he fell over with his feet straight up. It was the craziest thing. And then his face was all black.
I like how you're going all slapstick with this.
Yeah.
You're not a slapstick guy.
I was like, can I perforate a wall where after I break up with her, I run through it and then there's just a picture, there's just an outline of my body, like in a cartoon. You know what I mean? Like, or like say like, or like break up with somebody and then like a rope comes down and you grab it and then someone's in an air balloon just lifts you right off.
I was thinking something like that.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I don't want to even talk about it, but it's over.
Yeah.
And then an ice cream truck pulls up and you get into the ice cream truck.
And then you put on an ice cream truck hat and then that's your new job.
And she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I've never seen him in an ice cream truck before. Why?
Yeah. And then
I'll tell you a really mean, I don't know if it was a mean way to break up with someone. And I hope to God they never see this because great girl, really sweet. We were really good friends after this. This is such juvenile shit. This
but you, I mean, both of you get like that.
Yeah.
This is in the 6th grade.
So yeah, here's the craziest way I broken up with someone. It was 6th grade, right? So it's already stupid. You're dancing with in 6th grade. And my friends, like the whole buzz early in the morning was like, hey, we heard she's going to break up with you like lunchtime. And I'm like, really? What the hell? I thought things were going well. Oh man, and I don't want to get dumped. You're in 6th grade because you get dumped. Your friends are like, dude, you got dumped. Yeah. And it's like, you're my friend. Why are you being a dick? And so as she was approaching me at the lunch table, she had a little bit of a stutter. So as she was starting to say, I don't think we should date anymore, I was just like, hey, we shouldn't date anymore. I'm going to break up with you. Yeah. I dumped her before she could dump me.
Did you think we like close her lips together?
I didn't even have to. She just, I had the time where I'm like, you know what? I used to be such a nice guy where I'd let her complete the sentence when she would stutter a little. Yeah. But I was able to get right through it. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
Strike first.
Again, okay, I want to preface this with being, I'm in the wrong and this is a really shitty thing to do to somebody. And it's just like, I was drunk and I was trying to make my friends laugh. And, okay, so we're like day drinking throughout the day, and then like her and I have been having problems. Like I've been wanting to leave the relationship for a while. She clearly, I think, also same thing. And And we her and her friends come back to my place. We keep drinking, and then her friends leave. And then right before they leave, I was living with these two comedians, and they come in, and we start drinking. And then my girlfriend at the time, she falls asleep because she would all the time, but taking a nap. And then she like wakes up and she's just like, are you gonna come to bed soon? And I was like, yeah, I'll come to bed soon. She's like, okay, I'm gonna have fun and I'm gonna go upstairs. She goes upstairs and then we just keep drinking. I was like, one more. Yeah. But when I go one more, it's like
never one more.
No. It's like Gary Busey in Rookie of the Year. Where he's like, just give me one more. Where it's like clearly gonna be a lot more than one more. And I have a drink. I think I have another drink. We do a couple shots, and then she I can hear her upstairs, and then she comes downstairs, and we're in the middle of doing a shot, and then she's like, "Are you fucking coming upstairs or not?" Like very understandably upset, and I'm like, "What?" And then she's like, "You said one more." I'm like, "It is one more." She goes, "Why do you have a shot in your hand?" And I was like, that doesn't count during the one more. Like it's like this is separate from that. This is a secret shot because I like to do secret shots. This is my favorite thing in the world, where you go up to somebody, you're like, "Hey, have a secret shot with me," and then you go into a different room and you do a shot. So I was doing that, and then she's just like clearly like pissed off. And then she's just like, by the way, one time I told somebody, hey, let's do a secret shot.
Oh my God, good. Save the secret shot. I want to hear how this goes.
Okay.
Sorry, man.
Sorry. Cut back to it. Okay. So she comes downstairs, understandably, she's really pissed off. See how I cut that off right there?
I like that.
And she's just like, what the fuck? And I'm like, what? And then that's one friend goes upstairs, the other friend goes down the basement stairs. So I know that they're listening. And then she's just like, she's like yelling at me, understandably, and she's like, this is insane. She's like, are you ever gonna fucking grow up, Jonah? Are you ever gonna grow up? And I looked at her and I go, I'm gonna grow up. Like, yeah, someday. And then she's like, when? I go, I don't know, when I'm 42, 43, I haven't decided yet, but like one of these days I will. Like that, like just in that fucking cadence. And then she understandably, she's like, fuck you, and she like leaves. And then upstairs friend, they both come up and they're like, woo, like that, like this is crazy. And I go, I know, right? I'm talking shit. And then all of a sudden door opens and she goes, the window's open. I can hear everything you guys are saying about me. And then she like gets in an Uber and leaves. It didn't work out after that.
So new rule, or going forward, when you break up with someone, they leave, you lock the door behind them.
You close the windows.
You close the
windows. And also understand that just because they left doesn't mean they left the premises.
Yeah.
Maybe they're outside just kind of like
I've actually done that. You ever storm off and you shut the door behind you, but then you're waiting to hear what people say about you?
You know, I'm going to tell a quick story about you.
Yeah, I've done that.
You had a famous podcast, famous in the comedy scene here in Chicago, where I was part of it, where you got into a fight with a comedian. You both were getting drunk. You argued.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm like, what the fuck? And now I remember. Sorry.
Yeah. And then, I mean, you guys are like fighting. And if you listen to it, I am mediating pretty good. And then she ends up... The podcast ends. I think you guys fight a little bit longer. She ends up crying and leaves. Right? She leaves.
Verbally fighting, just to be clear.
Yes, no, of course, verbally fighting. And like you weren't saying anything mean. Like you weren't like attacking her. It was just like you guys are fighting about an incident that happened, and you're both like so. There wasn't like low blows happening. I think she came in kind of drunk. I think she just was just passionate about what you were talking about.
I remember she was very, very drunk.
Yeah,
I was also drunk.
Yes,
drunk enough where I could control the argument, but so drunk that I didn't realize how drunk she was.
Yeah.
Like I thought we were on the same level of drunkenness, but we were not.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's the same thing. Like emotions were getting high and then, she had to leave. So she left and then I'm like, oh my God, like what's going on? And then you go, Jonah, we'll go run after her. And I was like, okay. And then I ran downstairs and then I was just like, listen, like, I was like, you guys are drunk and like, Joe's just passionate about what he says and like he like loves you and you guys are friends, like I'm sure you guys are patches up, whatever. And while I'm telling her this, I don't know if you remember this, I hear my window, this is on a second floor apartment, I hear my window open, and the whole time I'm talking to her I go, Joe can hear every fucking thing I'm saying. So my explanation changed to a little bit more, Joe's a good guy and he's like one of the best, he's been my best friend for forever, like he's gonna say he's gonna apologize to you, whatever. And then you must have heard something weird. You ran down the stairs and you ran past, and you're like, well, fuck you too, to me. Then left.
To you, I'm sure it wasn't to you.
I don't know what you said, but you said, I don't know, fuck you. Maybe fuck you too was too rough, but you definitely were like, la, 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 like that and walked away. Because
I don't recall being mad at you at all.
I think you were just like this sucks. Like this situation sucks. And then you left. So then I'm like, It would have been funny if I was like, what am I supposed to do? And she goes, go run after him. And then I just come run after
going back and forth.
And I run after you. And then she walks by and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Go run after her. And then we eventually end up in Oswego. Like, it's just like.
Well, we were actually really never the same after that.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, because I had her opening for me on a show like a few weeks later.
Okay.
And I was like, I hope you still want to do the show, And she's like, yeah. But then when she came to do the show, she just was so cold.
Yeah.
And now I've run into her a handful of times since then, and we're like friendly and stuff. Yeah. But I could just tell it was we were like tight before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I had her on the podcast. That was only like the 6th episode of that podcast. And that episode had to be taken down.
Yeah.
It was requested to be taken down. Yeah. It was available on my Patreon, patreon.com/Joe
check it out. It is a 2-hour gem.
Check it out. Yeah. And the thing was like, it's one of those things where we were doing, she turned it. I feel like, I don't know why I'm rehashing this, but do you remember what it was? We were talking about.
Oh, I know what it was.
She asked stories about gay guys hitting on us.
That's not what it was about.
No, but it switches to gay guys though.
Yes.
Because I was telling a story and what got me was that like, Austin, you probably understand this too. When someone makes a joke where they're like, oh, I bet you love that. I bet you wanted to fuck him, right? Two options. You lean into it because that's fun. And I was doing that throughout. Mm-hmm. But then it's also, if you keep making that same thing, that's almost to me insulting to the gay community for me, a straight man, to keep pretending like, oh yeah, I'd love to fuck that guy. Because then it was getting old. So then eventually I was just like, well, no, Yeah. And then she kind of gave me a look like, well, why aren't you playing along anymore? And I'm like, well, because now, and then it was like, well, that's homophobic. I'm like, no, it's not fucking homophobic.
Yeah.
That's what, do you remember? That's what we kind of got. Then the second part was, we were talking about something with comedy shows. I did her show. And I talked about this girl in the crowd fucking heckled. And I went after her and she was like, well, that girl was a comedian. And I'm like, that's not an excuse. If anything, that makes her look worse because comedians should know not to fucking do that. Mm-hmm. And then it was all about like, well, that's not what happened. And I'm like, no, it was. And I actually had the recording on my phone that proved I was right. And then I asked other people who were there and they're like, no, that's exactly what fucking happened. But they were all there to have my back. Long story short, I'm right. And this was 6 years ago. I think this was 2018 or some shit.
This is all a ploy to just prove that you're right still. And if you know who you are and you're listening, you fucking better. Like
you could ask several comedians because that was a big thing that was talked about. And
a long time.
I was pissed because I think she got so many of her friends. Because at the time, again, that was 6 episodes into that podcast that was called Kilgallon's Pub that morphed into the Joe Kilgallon podcast. Yeah. I might bring it back as Kilgallon's Pub. That's what I'm thinking of doing. Anyhow, I'm thinking about doing that. It was better when I would get drunk with people.
Your tangents are just so funny sometimes. Where you just like, go to, it's insane.
Like you didn't just do that a few minutes ago.
No, I do that all the time. No. That's why I can catch it. Yeah.
So with, it was the 6th episode and I had nothing but 5-star reviews. Then after that episode aired 3 days later, I was like curious. I checked and I had all these bombed 1-star reviews. Like actual, this podcast sucks, but a bunch of reviews that brought me down. Yeah. And I've only through the first 5 episodes, 5-star rating. Yeah. Episode 6, I'm dropped down to like a 2.5 star. And I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. So clearly something happened where the word got out and people were then fucking weird around me. Yeah. So then I was like on a thing where any comedian I could, I'd give them a ride home and be like, I need you to listen to this. And I'd put the audio on and be like, who the fuck's right in this one? And they'd be like, damn, you are right. I'm like, thank you. You ask Gabby Sanchez, Ed Towns, because all these people, I made them fucking sit in my car and listen to this audio.
It's just insane. Like, when you date normal people or have friends that are normal people and you try to express like, oh, this is happening in the comedy scene or whatever. And they're just like, you're still in high school. I go, I know.
It's you get caught.
It is so. Yeah. I'll have these conversations with my girlfriend about like what's going on, and I can tell her she's like, she's being sweet and she's listening and stuff like that. But in my head, I'm just like, you're probably like, I'm dating a 41-year-old, and this is what's going on in his life. Right? I'm just like, and this person said that, and I can't believe they said that. Like, it's insane. Oh, and then this person's mad about this person, and it's crazy, right? And then like they're hooking up, and like this is happening.
We have the only job that, first of all, it's the best, but it's also stressful. And it's one of those jobs where
it's like the restaurant industry. You're around each other so much,
and you're drinking,
growing together too.
People are drinking, drugs.
It is very high school,
partying, like your late hours, and there's no like clear path. Yeah, you know what I mean. There's no like this is what you do to get promoted, right? So people are all just kind of figuring it out.
There's no HR.
There's no HR. Yeah. So there's a lot of figuring out. You get a lot of people who are like, who the fuck is that? Why are they creeping people out? Why is this happening? Why is that? So yeah, I mean, it's gonna have way more problems than any normal job would.
I'll insert myself in an argument like once every other year, just because I'm like, oh, this is fun, and then like, ooh, what's gonna happen to me today? Like, and that's usually I think it's an argument I'm gonna, and usually like when sometimes like in this, in comedy, people will attack clubs because they heard, bad things about the management or whatever with it. Austin, what are you doing? Oh.
Sorry. No, keep going. I was trying to get Joe's attention.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Go ahead, Jonah.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm cutting to Joe. Okay, you ready, Jonah?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, sometimes comedians will attack. The people listening are just like, Jonah, you're better than this. Yes, I am.
No, they heard you do those 3 intros that one episode.
Yeah, but by the end I got it. Anyways, okay, so, and I'll insert myself when people are attacking clubs or because of a manager that made a mistake or an owner or whatever. So there's a club here in Chicago that gets attacked a lot for the history of someone that owns it and trying to talk around it. And they were attacking comedians that were working there. So I was like, don't attack comedians that work there. They have bills, they have this, they have that, they have kids, they have to make money. And also the club itself treats these comedians well. And they were like, you're a fucking, you're
a blank apologist or whatever.
Yeah, you're a blank apologist and you're all this shit. And then I was like, listen, I spoke to one guy really came in on me and then we're going to fucking cancel you and all this shit. And I was like, listen, man, I'm just saying that this person has worked really hard at changing. His club is really treating comedians well. And they don't do drugs anymore. They don't drink anymore. I'm not saying he's a great guy now, but I'm just saying that they are making changes. And then I started going just like my parents. And I was like, my mom was a recovering addict and everybody won't let her get rid of it, because they just say that she is the thing that she was 20 years ago, but she changed and whatever. Cut to week later, mom dies, drug overdose. Didn't know that. And I was, whatever. And I'm walking into an open mic to perform and I see that guy and I see our friend Ed Towns. And I go, oh my God, this is a perfect opportunity. And I go up to him and I go, fuck you. I'm like, don't ever fucking call me, whatever apologist. And I go, people like you are the reason my mom relapsed and they died because you won't let people change because just because someone made a mistake, that's how they are forever. You call yourself progressive, but you don't let people progress. You ever fucking understand that shit? And you're the reason why that my fucking mom was put through that whole shit for fucking years. And you're the one that caused her to die because people like you, right? And he was like, sorry, I didn't know. Whoops, sorry. I turn around, I walk by, I go to Ed Towns, and I go, totally worth it.
Nice.
Yeah. It was all a facade. I faked that whole fucking argument. I was, and that guy was shaking. And it was kind of weird going to Ed Towns being totally worth the death. But my mom will be proud wherever she is.
No, but you make a great fucking point. I know we're a comedy podcast, but that's what everything you said was fucking perfect. There are times where it's people once you get labeled a thing, and listen, if you're a murderer or rapist, you should be labeled that forever. Child molester, you're that forever. But there are some times in life where, and I don't even know what the accusations this person was talking about was. I'm going to keep that clear, right? Because there are some things also, you're a piece of shit.
It wasn't that. I mean, it's bad, but it wasn't.
Okay, but that is a good point though, that I've seen people try to get better at whatever their personality flaws are.
Yeah.
And then not to bring it back up to my temper, but I work at it. And then I remember one time being around something and someone's like, I didn't want to tell you because I knew you would have snapped. And then I'm like, well, now I want to snap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to get better. And now you're telling me you withheld information for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And because they did bring it back up. Right. You know what I mean? And then I remember one time being like, I haven't lost my shit in a really long time. It's like, oh, we're doing metal. I'm like, no, I'm just trying to fucking say I'm doing better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yes.
Yeah.
People
they just pluck a mustache hair when you had a mustache, out here. Yeah. Oh, you doing it right now? How's that feel? Does that hurt?
They want to poke the bear.
Does that hurt?
And then when they get knocked over, they go, what happened? I don't understand. Why'd you get so mad? I'm like, you were fucking with me. And now you're on the ground, bitch.
Do you fake anger because you have that in your back? That, I only mentioned that story because, it's one of those things where I'm walking into it being I can totally use my mom's death to fuck with this guy. It's that whole sometimes the tragedy you have you can use to make somebody feel real bad.
No, that's good. I hope it fucking woke that person up.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. God damn it.
We can do it Thursday.
No, hold on. Austin, what'd you say?
Let's just do that Thursday.
You want to do that Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool.
This is fun. We'll just
No, this is fun. I'm enjoying myself too. Well, to the listeners who listen to the audio, I have to let them know real quick.
Yeah.
I have told Austin over the last 5-6 episodes now, let us know when we're at the halfway point.
Right.
And he did. And then I'm in my brain, I'm like, God damn it, I can't transition out of this without Jonah giving me shit.
Right.
even though it's my job to keep the podcast on track.
Okay, so
there's no way to coolly be like, hey, way to do that.
No,
by the way, we're doing top 5.
Well, how about this? Okay, so we're giving away what's gonna happen in a couple episodes, but here's the transition for that. I know, dude, what a fucking event. You know, have some crazy events, the Olympics. So let's go to the top 5 Olympics. See?
You
said I can't fucking podcast, bro. I can podcast.
Very good, man.
I can podcast.
I love it, dude.
So now in honor of the Olympics, we are going to be doing a top 5 stupidest Olympic events.
Yes,
which
there are some
I
dumb
didn't
ones.
realize how fucking deep that well goes. It is insane. So
all right, I'll lead off with a few, and then we'll.
No, I was saying like let's just tease it, and we'll do it on
tease
Thursday.
it. Yeah, because we'll do it on Thursday. Okay, yeah, because we're recording. Just to give everyone a heads up, we are going to record a few episodes because we have vacations and other such things coming up that we have to deal with. Austin and I have ourselves a big week the first week of August. Yeah, we do. What'd you call a little front door, back door action?
Yeah, little front door, back door action.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll just keep fucking around with this conversation though.
Let's have a fuck around podcast. This is fun.
Yeah, we haven't done a fuck around episode in a while, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And then that's we lose steam. We can't talk anymore.
We've totally lost steam now. What were we talking about again?
We're talking about like our
can't change.
problems.
If I could change, I'm going to do the Sylvester Stallone, Rocky 4, you know, fucking, if you could change.
Oh, at the end there?
Then I could change.
Yeah.
That ended the Cold War. People forget Rocky 4 ended the Cold War.
It did. Sylvester Stallone doesn't give the credit he deserves.
You know what?
3-time Academy Award nominee, Sylvester Stallone.
The thing with Sylvester Stallone is, as an actor, fine. He's good in the roles he's in typically, right?
It's incredible.
Incredible writer, though. Like, he's written some
He's a good
screenplays
writer.
that are really good.
But he kind of steals a story from...
Oh, that's right. Rocky was stolen from, like, a real-life guy.
Yeah. Chuck,
Yeah.
not Chuck Liddell. Chuck something. But
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I'd be saying it was Chuck Liddell.
Yeah.
He's like, that little baby's going to be something.
4-year-old Chuck Liddell.
Yeah, but have you ever seen... it's not In the Heart of Darkness. It's written something... It's something close to it because that's the... I'm pointing at you because you're a movie guy.
Okay.
Anyways, there's a documentary about him making the Expendables, and it's amazing because he wrote the Expendables. But he's so psychotic because he's like it's weird because you don't think he's like this artistic guy, and when you really meet somebody that is like autistically artistic, he like that's a phrase right there. Their mind just moves a million miles a second, and he's like writing like pages the day before, and all of a sudden they're doing this like big like stunt, and he goes, what if I think it was Terry Crews, what if Terry Crews throws the bomb up and then we shoot that explodes, and then the plane like goes over there, like that's the switch, that's what we're gonna do. And the whole stunt team is like, that's gonna be like a $200,000, and that's gonna take days to stunt. And he goes, let's fucking do it. And they're like, okay, like this idea of like, he's a psychopath, and I love him for it.
I mean, a lot of people at that level really are. It feels like to be successful at that level, and they probably, a lot of the success makes it so you go even further that way.
Yeah.
Because he's like, if he wasn't Sylvester Stallone, any movie studio would be like, no, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You can't write this $200,000 scene on a day's notice and expect us to get that shot.
Yeah.
That's going to back up production. You know, movies aren't
like,
shot the way they're written.
Do it. Right.
You know what I mean? Like a screenplay is done, and they'll be like, all right, for this, they have line producers and stuff who organize this. Where they're like, all right,
shot out of order,
totally out of order
for scheduling purposes and like, you know, staging purposes.
Yeah, because they might have an actor that's like, I'm only available during this 30-day window, so we have to shoot all my scenes this 30 days.
Yeah,
and vice, you know, all that sorts of
or
stuff
this
like
set
that.
piece is gonna take 2 months to set up. You know, with all the stunts.
We're only in fucking the jungle for fucking 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and now you're writing 3 more fucking jungle scenes. It's
and
not gonna work.
He recut Rocky 4. And that's what we did during COVID. And like, there's a documentary about that, and he's just like, it's insane.
So during COVID, he recut a movie from 20-something years earlier, 28 years earlier? Well, 2020.
Yeah. And I heard it's
30 years,
I heard it's like a
30-something
night
years
day
earlier?
different, and it's so good. Like, people are just like,
the one I watched. I
the
didn't
Drago
watch
cut?
the original one.
Oh,
I
really?
watched that one. Yeah.
What was your thoughts on it?
It was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
They cut out all the robot shit. I didn't
Yeah,
know
they cut
there
all
was
the
a
robot stuff
in the movie, and then like I had.
Oh, that was so fun. When I was a kid, I was like, I want that fucking robot.
Ollie's robot or whatever.
Yeah.
It was good they cut that because it dates the movie.
Yeah,
because those never took off the way people thought they would.
I think he's recutting 5 now.
Is he? Well, Rocky 5 was not good.
There's no help in that.
There's no help in that either.
He's recut another, or maybe it's Rambo.
What'd you think of Rocky Balboa? The movie came out.
Loved it.
I loved it too.
5-star.
Such a good idea in the sense that this video game does it, and even the way they trained him, where the dude's like, "You've got these problems. You got these. Look, you're not going to beat him this way. So what we're going to do is create some blunt force trauma.
Yeah,
let's create some hurt and bombs, and then just show him doing all that kind of training. Fucking genius, right? And then
Great director.
and they fed the
He's a
fan.
good director too.
I love it when writers, directors give the fans what they want, you know, and that's why Marvel was so special for a while. I think Marvel's lost its way a little bit. It's just too much right now.
They did it with Madame Web.
What's that?
With Madame Web?
That's not Marvel technically.
Oh, that's Sony.
It's not Sony. Yeah, a lot of the Spider-Man stuff. That's what made the MCU Spider-Man good in a way, because they brought it in from Sony under the rules of, hey, we get to control it though, because they know that the movies Sony does on their own are pretty fucking bad usually. Yeah. Like I didn't see Morbius, but I heard it was horrible.
Oh, you think the superhero movies are bad? Name 15.
Yeah, right. But like, well, Marvel would give the fans what they wanted, and not like in an obvious, like, here's it on a plate way, but they'd give it. And that's what Rocky Balboa did. He's like, all right, I got this whole generation of people who've been watching Rocky movies and are still into them, so I got to give them those scenes. And I remember being in the movie theater for Rocky Balboa when all of a sudden this old theme song came on, that bum, 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 and everyone went fucking nuts. Yeah. The theater was like, fuck yeah, let's go. People were yelling, get him, Rock, like in the theater. And we were cool with it because it felt like you were at this like event, like a sporting event thing. And that's what was fun. That was what genius when he did there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Not about whatever, it's about when if you get up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he knows what he's doing. But for whatever reason, Rocky 5 is just a huge piece of shit movie.
Oh.
That must have been like, come on, let's do
he wanted Rocky to die in that street fight. That was supposed to be the end. Like he's supposed to die in that street fight.
That would have been a really bad ending though.
I would have loved that.
I mean, it would have been something though, because what made Rocky 1 a movie that critics love so much was Rocky doesn't win. Right. People forget Rocky loses in the first Rocky. Yeah. And that's what made 2 was like the battle. And then he does win in 2. And then 3, he loses his way, but then fights back. And 4, Creed dies, you know, or Apollo dies. Apollo Creed, what am I saying? Same name. But like, I just like it when you know you're not making a Citizen Kane. Okay? Right. So give the fucking fans what they want. Yeah. Like that's where Marvel was great. It's like we want to see Captain America pick up the hammer. Right. We want to see this shit. Give us what we want. Yeah, fuck yeah. At the end of the day, movies are entertainment, especially those type of movies. Now I understand if you're trying to make an A24 movie that's going to you want people to think, you want people to like, you want it to be a fucking film, then yes, fuck with convention. Do something different, you know, make us think, do all that kind of stuff, make us feel. Yeah. Do all that.
Like a Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Oh, definitely. If you don't walk out of that movie with feelings, like feeling all sorts of feelings, and reflecting on life and what the meaning of it all is,
like here comes the boom.
You missed the whole thing. You're not a Blart fan. You're not a
Blart Bart.
You're not. Blart is just a hard word to be like. You're not a Blartian.
Okay, so I have to cut in here a second because there's a. Blake Burkhart, comedian that hopefully on the pod soon.
We got to get him on. Yeah,
brought this to my attention is that there's a comedian in Chicago named Bill Bunker, who's a very funny comedian, and then he put in a set for a Laugh Factory. He put in like his guest list, and he has a friend named Dave Dunker.
Dunker.
Yeah, Bill Bunker has a friend named Dave Dunker, which is. Can you imagine? Could you imagine meeting somebody and being like, "Yeah, I'm Bill Bunker. What's your name?" Dave Dunker. Well, we're best friends now.
Yeah,
that's just
a given.
That's just like what we are. Yeah, yeah.
That is fucking wild.
Yeah. Joe Kilgallon here. I need a comp for Dave Kilgallon. Like it's just like that's not even as funny. Like it's. Bunker Dunker is just
it's wild. I'm sorry. As you were saying, I'm Joe Kilgallon. I'm like, where's he gonna go with this one? I was just dying. I'm like,
I'm Jonah Jurkens. Can I get a comp for my friend George Gunkins? Like that's insane.
We get the point, Jonah.
No, let me give me 5 more. So I'm Jonah Jurkens.
More examples.
No. But that's.
I had a friend in kindergarten who was named Austin White, and he was black. There's a picture of us together.
Shut the fuck up. Are you serious?
That's real.
And you're Austin Black.
VHS,
get the fuck out of here.
Then we have VHS camera of us with golf clubs and stuff. Yeah, we were friends.
There were 2 girls in my friend's college that I don't think I mentioned this. Their last names were Seaman, and they were from out of the country. And one of the first girls' name was Rainan. Her name was Rainan Seaman.
Fuck you.
I swear to God.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, and then her sister, Eden.
Yeah,
is Rainan and Eden Seaman, and Rainan I guess was good at soccer. So in the announcements they'd be like, "Yesterday it was Rainan Seaman." Like, how fucking insane is that?
Oh my god!
Could you imagine?
It'd be insane if it was true, but you just made that all up.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, my friends told me in high school.
Well, then I believe
you know it's true, and your friends tell you in high school.
That's a very good point. Austin, real quick, how much time do we have left?
10 minutes before.
All right,
50.
cool. 10 minutes. Now, I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about this, but I did have a funny thought. So I think I want you.
No, you fucking didn't.
Finally, it's been a while since I had a funny thought. I'm going to try to make this into a stand-up bit eventually, but you guys are going to get a little tease here.
Stand-up?
I do stand-up.
You should invite me to your show.
Actually, one of the roast jokes I did about someone was like, "You're pretty funny. You should try stand-up sometime," which I thought was a good one. So Austin, we don't need him. I mean, we talked about how we're recording episodes ahead of time.
Yeah, we don't need
to talk about. I'm saying
we don't need you. You're fired.
I'm saying, Austin, you don't need to talk about what you're going through, but I will tell the listeners what I have coming up, which is why we're backlogging some episodes.
Why'd you even bring that up then?
You're right. I shouldn't even brought it up. Good point.
Yeah, edit that out.
Well, because I said it earlier.
Hey, you know what?
I said it earlier that Austin and I have a couple things coming up.
Austin, can we snip that out?
Well, that's what I was going to bring up.
That's good.
That's why we're recording like 3 episodes this week, because we're taking a couple weeks off, one vacation, and then the next week I have something going on. Mm-hmm. I am getting a vasectomy.
Yes, you are.
And thank you.
Hog Squad.
Can
I tell you something?
Squad.
So I was at a show the other day, not to interrupt you, but I was at a show the other day, and somebody came up to me and they whispered, Hog Squad.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It's catching on.
Gotta get the merch.
Yeah.
I get them Hog Squad shirts. So, I'm getting the vasectomy, and the doctor... Keychains of Hog Squad. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good idea.
But the keychains are 8 inches big. So it's like...
There you go. Fuck yeah, man. Look at you.
So, Joe, you're going to fix this.
The one marketing class you took. It's good.
Oh, Joe, wait. So you're getting a vasectomy?
I'll just start it because that's so bad.
Okay, you start it, and then I'll respond to it.
So yeah, man, I'm getting a vasectomy.
You are?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Tell me about it.
I will. So I go in for the consultation to get a vasectomy, right? Mm-hmm. Which I've got on the books. I'm excited it's happening.
Do they tap on your balls to see
how? You shut the fuck up, Jonah.
Just to see how full they are. It's like, when you want to find a stud, they found a stud down there. But like when they're looking for a stud, they're like, bump, 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 bump. A lot of semen over here.
Beep, bop, boop, Days bop, like bop, this, bop. I just don't feel bad that you have to pay for everything.
That was funny. That was a funny thing.
That was a good one. That was great. All right, so I'm getting a vasectomy, and I went in for the consultation. I will walk the fuck out. You know I will, too, so I don't know why you're playing with the fire. So I have to start it again, Jonah. This is why fucking we lose listeners every week. Right. So I'm getting it. Sorry, did that hurt, Jonah? Oh, did that hurt your feelings? Interrupting me 6 times in a row, and I can't give you shit back?
It's not.
You had a look on your face like...
No, I just don't think we're...
That was going back to my temper at the beginning of the episode. This is where it comes from. People give me shit repeatedly.
No.
I say, hold on, not you just now, but you reminded me of 95% of people. They give me shit repeatedly. I give them shit back, and then I'm the asshole because I give shit back better than they do.
No, I was going to put out your vein that's popping out.
Yeah, so take note from that.
But here's the thing is, you think that you hurt my feelings, and you didn't. I just don't think that we're losing listeners.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're gaining listeners.
Because when you do that, you think that makes people want to listen and watch more?
Us interrupt?
When you interrupt like that, you think that makes people go, this is my pod.
I think that was a very funny little quip.
But I think you always go one too far.
Agreed.
That's my only thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with the things you say. Yeah, of course not. Yeah.
Hey, Joe, are you getting a vasectomy?
Yes, Austin. Funny you mentioned that. I am getting a vasectomy.
You're getting a vasectomy?
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, man, I was pretty nervous about it. And I'm talking to the doctor who's going to do it. And I said to her, I go, why don't they knock us out? Like I had a colonoscopy. They knocked me out for that. I was totally under. Why wouldn't they put you under for this? Like, no, you don't need it. It's just a numbing thing. And you're not going to feel a thing. Then don't worry about it. And I'm like, all right. So like, are you going to have like a sheet over me so I can't like see what's happening? She's like, no. And I'm like, no. So she's like, no, just lay back. Obviously don't look if it's going to make you, get sick or whatever. Right. You'll be on a Valium. So that'll relax you. They give you Valium though for more than just the relaxing. They want to relax your scrotum. So it's actually, you know what I mean?
So the balls drop down?
Yes. Because think about it, though. When you're fucking extra nervous, that scrotum sack tightens up. They don't want that.
Can I tell you how dumb I am?
Yeah.
This whole time until you just explained this to me, when my friends explained a vasectomy, I always thought you're standing the whole time. Like, I don't know why. On television, on whatever, on my friends. We have multiple friends that have had it. When you expressed to me that you were going to get that, I was just like, it's weird that they make you stand during the whole time. I didn't even think that you could lay down.
No, you lay down.
I thought because they get a better angle. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to get underneath. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
you know what I feel bad about? So when you go in for the consultation.
The thing of David, when you're underneath there, you can see better.
Yeah. So when I feel bad about when you go in for the vasectomy consultation, they check your testicles, you know what I mean? Because they probably want to be like, let's make sure there's no lumps before we go cutting in there, right? And I always feel bad when the doctor, and I've had mostly female doctors, they're always on a chair and you're standing up and they come like rolling up to you in this wheelie chair and check your balls. And it just always feels like, this feels inappropriate. It's not, but it feels like I should not be, it feels like I should be in a different, no, because they're not looking up at you like this when they're checking your balls, dude.
I don't know.
No, okay. I usually just look up like this. Or
do you do this with their head? Kind of push it down a little bit.
I don't have to. Once they see that baby, once they see that fucking dick.
By the way, don't ever do that. No, nobody ever do that.
I don't have to. I've never had to push a woman's head down. You know what I mean? Got blue eyes. So, but like, here's what I was saying to her. She was telling me all about like the procedure and stuff like that. And I was just like, oh God, I really wish they'd put me under and all that. She's like, well, you'll be on a Valium, all that. She goes, here's what I suggest. Bring your AirPods, just listen to some music, right? It'll just take your mind off it. You're not going to feel anything anyway. So just listen to some music. So now the whole time I'm like, what song should I be listening to? I was just thinking that, yeah. While I'm getting snipped in my testicles, what song? I mean, they don't snip your actual testicles. It's the cord behind it. But like, what would be a good song to listen to? So I want to ask the listeners to help me out. Austin, Jonah. See how much fun this is, and we could have gotten to it so much sooner. Like,
we got so much content out of that, though.
Yeah, I'm sure we did. Yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I'm thinking maybe I listened to "Yesterday" by the Beatles.
Oh, that's weird that you said that because I actually have a DVD of Yesterday.
Sure you do. Because in my head, it's like, yesterday I had sperm in these balls. Now I won't have sperm in them anymore.
Right.
You still get to cum, by the way. I've had some friends be like, so do you not cum anymore? No, you cum. There's just no sperm in the cum.
So it's like watery?
Your load size is the same.
Your load size?
Yeah, the load is the same. I've been on Reddit at like researching about vasectomies, and every dude who had one is like, oh, I wish I would have gotten one 10 years ago. I wish I would have did this. All of them are like, dude, you cannot tell the difference between your fucking loads pre-vasectomy and post-vasectomy. How else should I call them? Your jizz? Your cum shot? What word would make you more comfortable?
Did a doctor say to you, your load size will be the same?
She said your ejaculate.
Oh,
and I said, call it a load, goddammit.
Yeah.
Ew.
Did you also can we turn the water hose down a little bit on that one? Because I'm going to spray my girlfriend, my wife across the room.
Yeah, man. I get a little Peter North action going sometimes. If I'm really tense,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a reference right there.
Yeah. Well,
hell yeah.
He's the guy for that. Is there a new Peter North in the world of porn? I don't watch
on
porn
your
anymore.
phone.
I honestly don't. I don't watch porn anymore.
On the I know, sure, Joe.
I really don't. Ever since the Deanna Ortiz episode,
Joe, we believe you. Yeah, we believe you. I don't know why you don't think we believe you. We totally believe you. It's great. Yeah, I believe you. It's wait, no, I do the camera. Joe, I totally believe you.
No, do your straw.
This is the first time you've looked into the camera.
Oh. Do your straw thing.
Yeah. Joe, you totally don't watch porn anymore. Are you gonna watch the Meg Ryan movie In the Cut?
That's what you did there.
I
have. Here's the thing, though, too. You're gonna see me because.
Are you gonna watch the 3 Are you gonna listen to the 3LW song No More?
That'd be a good song to listen to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of do I want like fun poppy music or do I want like sad music? Because it's a little sad. Although I feel.
Come on, Feel the Noise.
Come on, Feel the Noise would be a good one.
Because it's spelled C-U-M.
Yeah, it is. You're right. Ooh, that'd be a fun one, right?
How about
it's raining men?
Call back to an old thing that happened on the podcast. Are you listening to Come On Eileen? But before the Come On Eileen happens, you go, no more Come On Eileen. No more Come On Eileen.
Joe looks like a maniac. Saying no more. And then that's
no more
it.
Come On Eileen.
Confused.
Yeah, because it's all quiet. So it's every now and again you're just like, no more. No more.
Well, whatever song I choose, should I sing along with it?
Yeah.
But then wouldn't it be hilarious if like the doctor, she's like, you gotta fucking not do that.
Yeah.
Could you please not?
It would be insane.
What if it's a really funny song I'm singing along, and she's gotta be like, no.
It'd be insane if you like started whistling. Like you're bored. Like I don't
know how to whistle, so that'd be a problem for me.
You can't whistle?
No, I can't whistle. I'm just a girl, but no doubt would be good. Shit, that would make her laugh.
That'd be hilarious to sing to.
Yeah.
That'd
be really funny. Yeah, I like that. That's in the running.
Don't go. Or what if you watch the movie A River Runs Through It?
So you're looking for a lot of cum puns, which I like, but I don't know if they're.
I feel like you set that up.
I did set that up, but you're going to movies now.
I know because I can't think of song names.
It's a dead man's party. Who could ask? That'd be funny at a funeral to play that song.
What if you just watched Look Who's Talking and you watched that part where the semen's running through, but you watched it in backward, watch it reverse and just over and over and over? That sounds funny. Okay.
Remember when you were a kid and you first saw that movie and you were like, "What the fuck am I watching right now?" I had no idea.
Horror film.
Like, what is forever for me to figure out what that was?
I was like, Chrissy Alley, hell yeah.
Yeah, she had a moment.
I was like, Daddy likes, and my mom was like, "What did you just say?" And I was like, "Shut up, mama." So, are you nervous about your?
No, I mean, I'm not nervous about the vasectomy. Well, I'm nervous about the pain afterwards because...
Yeah, what did they explain to you?
Well, they told me for 2 days, do nothing. They even said, be a couch potato. Sit on the couch, do nothing. You'll have ice. We'll give you some, you'll have another Valium to manage the pain. And just do nothing. Wear like tight underwear. They want you to wear like tight, which I actually have like a pair of medium underwear that I got on mistake that I've never worn because
of course you're large. Dink.
So like Hog Squad. So, but the problem is, my appointment's like Tuesday at like 10 a.m. or something like that. That Wednesday night, so less than 48 hours later, I have our show, Comedians You Should Know. Yeah. And I thought, do I switch it around? But the person who books our show is very fucking crazy with his booking. So I don't want to miss that spot. I don't want to miss it. So I'm going to show up and do that spot.
What if like
I'm just in a lot of pain.
What if you pop
a
stitch, and then someone's like kind of like notices, they're like, I think the comedian just got their period.
And then I could say I'm a trans comedian.
Why? That's not where I was going for. But you just did. Say.
Well, why would a man have his period otherwise?
I don't know. It's just kind of silly.
There you go. So I'm debating. Depends on how much pain I'm in. Maybe I'll cancel that gig. But and also get this, I can't come for 7 days.
That was my question.
For at least 7 days, they don't want you to come.
Okay.
It's probably be fucked up and painful.
They don't want you to come where?
Just in general. You don't have sperm. Yeah, so I can't come.
Okay.
And also,
you should wear a shirt that says "Come and Go."
Yeah, that'd be a fun one.
The coaches.
So you still have sperm in your whatever for a while. So after like a month, I'll have to go give them a cum sample. I think they call it a sperm sample. I'm calling it a cum sample. I'm gonna walk up
you switch from
bam.
You keep switching from like
cum sample.
Yeah.
Oh, switching from medical terms to non-medical terms. Yeah. So what they do is they snip the vas deferens.
Yeah.
But there's still sperm in you. You know what I mean? For a while, and then eventually, it goes away. But I have to give them a bunch of samples to make sure it goes away.
Interesting.
So there you go.
I was at, sorry, this is a weird transition, but because of what you said, I was at dinner and it was like tapas. And then we were like, I with my girlfriend and we were talking about what to get. And then she was like, I was like, do you think that's enough? And then she's like, I don't know. Like, I don't think we're blowing our load too early. And then I was like, what? And she's like, do you think we're blowing our load too early? And then I was going to ask the server, be like, my girlfriend was wondering, are we going to blow our load if we order all, like, isn't that a weird?
What'd the server say?
I didn't have the balls to fucking say it. And guess what? You're not going to have the balls anymore for it.
No, the balls are still there.
Yeah.
Just,
You should do this song, Lord Don't Slow Me Down.
Lord Don't Slow Me Down?
Yeah.
That's a fun one.
You looked at your phone and looked that up. You looked that up and that was your fucking thing?
That was the only Oasis song I can find that had related to anything. I was like, yeah, you could be.
What about instead of Wonder Walls, you just sang Wonder Balls?
Oh, Wonder Balls.
Oh,
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
We're going to do some more research. There's some gems we're missing, I'm sure.
Campaign Supernova.
Come as you did instead of come as you are.
That's good. Also, apparently Oasis did "Come On Feel the Noise" as a
They
cover.
did. They did a
So,
how they spell that?
C-U-M.
C-U-M the same way.
Are you serious?
They covered 2 Slade songs.
They did a cover of that.
I love Slade. So
Slade's a big English band, so that makes sense.
How long is that procedure? I'm actually really interested about how long is that procedure. I thought about doing this because I don't want to have kids.
I think like 20 minutes or something like that. Someone
really?
has to pick me up though, which I don't have a ride for yet. So anyone listening, if you want to pick me up, that'd be great.
Ooh, can I pick you up? We'll videotape it?
Yeah, pick me up. You and Austin. Austin can be in the back seat as I come fucking waddling out.
Oh, that'd be funny. We'll podcast on the way home. What if we did? That's actually really funny.
I'm okay with that.
Are you okay with that? Or are you gonna
be? My wife's gonna be at work all day, and then I really don't have a ride as of right now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's next week.
And someone's like, "Why don't you have your stepmom pick you up?" And I'm like, "That feels weird."
Yeah.
I don't want.
Yeah. Were you just like, you're like, guess what? I can come in your daughter now.
My stepmom.
Oh, your stepmom.
Fucking weirdo.
I thought you said your
Jesus, what is wrong with you?
I thought I did not say mother-in-law.
I did not say mother-in-law. I did not say mother-in-law.
Yeah.
And also, sure, whatever. That's weird too. By the way,
it's totally okay if I come with your daughter. Like that's insane. Like, yeah, I can come. So the first time I visited my girlfriend's family's place, like, we had luggage, and then her dad's like really this cool guy, and he's like totally like, you could tell he's a big Buffett guy. And he like he's helping, he's showing me where to put the luggage because we're staying for a while. And he's just like, yeah, you guys can like, stay down in the basement or whatever. He's like, I'm one of those cool dads. Like, yeah, I want you guys to be together. And I was like, kind of want to be like, are you telling me I should fuck your daughter? That
sounds like it.
Yeah. He's like, dude, you gotta get that strange, brother. Yeah, like you gotta go for that. You go for gold in there, honey. Honey? I don't know why I said honey.
All a bit of honey is fucking great, man.
Yeah.
Dude, tell everyone what's going on with you, though. What do you got coming up? Do some plugging.
I have a lot of Laugh Factory dates coming up. If you follow me on Jonah Jurkens on Instagram, you can follow that. We have our podcast. I have Blackout Diaries every Friday at the Lincoln Lodge Theater. We are doing a taping in 6 months for a television streaming service, I guess.
Hell yeah.
If you want. So the more as the details come out, I will tell you more about that. But like, please be interested.
This will be first week of August, this episode, so I will give you my August dates. If you are in the Chicagoland area, Friday, August 9th, they'll be at Hey Nani in Arlington Heights, Illinois. The next night will be at Salerno's in Oak Park, Illinois. Then later in the month, I'm headlining the Drop Comedy Club in South Bend, Indiana. That's August 22nd, 23rd. And then the next weekend, which is August 30th, 31st, I'll be headlining the Comedy Cabin in Janesville, Wisconsin. So you could check out joekilgallon.com. I believe most of those dates are on there. If you're in the Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois area, definitely come out to Janesville. I'd love to pack those shows. And if you're in Indiana, South Bend, come on out. We're going to have ourselves quite the party.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck yeah. Thank you for listening to Let's Get Dumb, everybody. On behalf of Jonah Jurkens and Austin. Tell your friends, subscribe to our Instagram. We all love you.